All right. There we go. And it's so loud, always.
It was fun for me.
All right. Everybody ready?
Yep.
On this episode of the Culture Smash Cast,
might be seeing triple with its 80s reboot.
Christopher Nolan moves studios. It's a big move.
And can Shang-Chi alone save the box office?
Yes. It's a Culture Smash Cast, episode 578 for September the 15th, 2021. I'm Stephen Lackey, editor of CultureSmash.tv. Nico?
Nicholas Qualls, contributor to CultureSmash.tv.
Tina?
Tina Qualls, contributor to CultureSmash.tv.
And Zach.
Oh, I'm here. I'm Zach.
Oh, yeah, you something.
I'm somebody.
So what's everybody been up to? I know you guys are struggling with the work schedule.
Boy, yes.
Nothing fun?
No. What do we... I'm trying to figure out what we did over the weekend.
Fucking nothing.
Yeah. It
We
just
separated.
it came and went.
We went and saw a movie.
I saw 3 movies.
Yeah, what?
Do you remember the 2 we saw?
No, I'm blocking it out. Go ahead.
Okay, so Thursday night, I went and saw Heat,
Which I warned you about.
which I have never seen before. It was a 4K DCP. And I've heard how great it is. And from someone said it was too long. Well, that someone was absolutely fucking right.
Yep.
It's a 3-hour movie that needed to be 2. That was Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Friday night, we went and saw.
Oh, yeah. Now it's coming back to me.
Yes, Point Break.
Yeah.
I've never seen it. The 35 millimeter projection.
Boy, it was fun seeing it in 35.
I wish I had brought my chips.
Yeah.
I could have had cheese for my chips.
It's so much fun.
It's really great.
Yeah. It was a good time. And it was a good crowd, too.
And then Sunday, they were having a screening of Lupin the Third and the Castle of Cagliostro.
And it's good to have seen an anime in the Belcourt that we could palate cleanse from the previous anime we saw.
That's not shit. Because Demon Slayer was fucking horrible.
Yeah.
It was a 4K DCP, and to film people, it was not a good 4K.
No.
Oh no.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let me explain about this. When they made anime back in the day, they would actually use film and take a picture of each frame, and then that's how the animation works.
Yeah. This
4K DCP colors looked great. It was crisp. It was clear. There was 0 film grain.
Yeah. So they had.
It depends on how you look at this.
They did the digital noise, the DNR, the digital noise production, to the point where
it looked too clean.
Yeah.
But if you're going based on the original drawings, it's accurate. But if you're going based on how originally they made it and how it was in a theater, it
should have had some film grain.
Yeah. There was none.
Now that Point Break 35 mil, I mean, there was missing frames. It was scratchy.
It was scratchy all the way through.
It was beautiful. And I tell you,
film.
This was
the
best thing about that. And you mentioned this to me. You saw the first film print before I did at the Belcourt since coming back from COVID. And you were like, oh boy, because at the beginning of films, and you guys have seen this, but in this particular theater, if you're listening in your town, go find your art house theater and see if they do this too. They have a little video that runs that just shows the projector being fired up and the film being spooled up.
It's being taken out of the cans.
Yeah.
It's been taken upstairs.
Well, when they're showing that video before the movie starts, Zach messaged me and said it almost brought a tear to his eye.
Yeah.
Right. And I get it now, because when we saw that movie Friday night, that little video didn't do it for me. But right at the end of it, it comes up on screen. It pops up. It just boom, boom, boom. It says, this film presented in 35 millimeter. And about half the audience started applauding. That's when you're like, oh, my heart, I'm home. I'm home, baby.
It's been a year and a half. We're almost 2.
Yeah.
Like,
and it had to be super cheesy movie like Point Break.
I don't care.
Perfect.
It's like I miss seeing stuff on film.
Yeah. So we had a good time for you guys. At least there was.
Thank
you.
Thank you so much.
I feel better.
When we have our 12 hours of terror, we'll all make up for it together.
But hey, Lupin the Third was pretty fun.
Huh?
It's a great
No,
Lupin the Third
that's
was
one of
pretty
our favorite. We call it one of our favorite Ghibli movies.
Yeah.
It feels like it.
Well, I mean, it's the movie Miyazaki did like right before really starting his own studio and doing his own stuff.
So, my feeling on the anime was I liked it. It was fine. I mean, it's good. It's not something I need to be rewatching over and over again, but it was fine. But I'm not the biggest fan of that type of anime, so I know I'm not necessarily the crowd for it. But it was good, and it was fun to go and see it with
soundtrack.
Yeah, the soundtrack was great.
So good.
It really was. So yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time. So more coming because this October is going to be crazy for movies. I'm so excited. So before we get into the movies, though, I sent you guys a picture. I ordered a bunch of skinny mixes.
Yeah, I saw that.
You got the goods.
I did get the goods. I knew you'd be happy.
Oh man, I saw like 2 of those flavors and I was like, hold up. Continue.
I'm looking the most forward to the glazed donut.
I got the white chocolate.
Ooh.
I got the glazed donut.
Ooh.
2 of the white chocolate.
Well, I got 2 of the white chocolate because it legit is the best. Like, I know I'm a chocolate guy. I got a bottle of mocha also, but for sweetening coffee, that white chocolate is the shit. It's just so good.
Every time I hear you say white chocolate, though, I just think of that scene from the 2 White Chicks movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like easy white chocolate, wouldn't want you to melt. So please forgive me if you say white chocolate and I just start laughing a little
That's pretty funny, actually. So anyway, speaking of them, special thanks to them, Skinny Mixes, for supporting our show. Skinny Mixes are coffee and dessert syrups that are 0 sugar, 0 calorie, and 0 to 2 carbs. Head on over to skinnymixes.com and try some of their syrups, such as white chocolate, as I said, salted dark chocolate, salted caramel, and the variety of cocktail mixes they offer, including the margarita mix, which is my favorite, and different fruit flavors. Use promo code CultureSmash for 15% discount on your order. I didn't get the pumpkin one because, that's for you guys.
Pumpkin is good in theory. Or at least I had this year where I finally got the pumpkin spice creamer. My one thing I get, I'm like, it's not that good.
When you get a certain number or an amount of something in your head, it is stuck there and no one is moving it. It is not.
That's my
budging.
one thing. It's because you'll give me shit over it.
And you probably only bought 1 bottle.
Yes.
And I could just see it because I saw this happen. I could see KJ there. It's on sale 2 for 1. Why don't we get 2?
No, it's 2 for 6.
And I could see you go, I'm getting this one. I'm getting this one.
Because it lasts a week.
Because that's what you do with a candle. I'm buying this one.
Okay, no, look. You got to explain that now.
But go ahead.
No,
go ahead.
You brought it up, motherfucker.
So I went with Zach and KJ to Yankee Candle because Zach has his favorite candle that's Halloween flavor.
It's a once a year.
It comes out once a year. Yeah.
Like you bitches eat candles.
So we go in there and they have it, and then they have it on sale.
What
and
is
Zach,
it?
Which one is it called? Is it like a
haunted hayride?
Haunted hayride, yeah. It's like a musky smell kind of to me.
It's good. It's gaming.
So we're in there, and he picks up his one candle, and KJ's like, they only have these once a year. And he's like, yeah, and I have my one. Literally, that's what happened. He's like, I have my one. Well, and she's like, well, if you want to have more throughout the year, let's just go in together and buy like 2 or 3 or 4 of them, and we'll put them in the closet. And Zach's like, I'm getting this one. I don't know what you were doing, but I'm buying one.
It's because it was like, it's going to be like $60 on candles. And I'm like, I could get this later, maybe when it's on sale.
Yeah, but you will only be paying for half of it this time. So
no. It's like you go like a week before Halloween, and they're trying to get rid of inventory by that time because Christmas.
So we'll revisit this subject right at Halloween.
I can't say much because in my office right now, I have probably about $300 worth of candles.
That's probably true.
But you like it. There's nothing wrong with it.
And it's like I can only burn certain ones through certain periods of the year. Like the pineapple mango, it can only be burned during the summer. The warm apple pie from beginning of November. Frozen lake, that kind of thing. I can only do it in hot cocoa. Hot cocoa can only be through the winter months.
It's a lie.
There will be no sweet smelling candles in my house because it just makes me eat stuff. Oh,
I hate
It
the
legit
flowery
smells
ones.
like hot cocoa.
no, I would eat all the sweets in the house.
I like the peppermint.
You know what
ones.
else smells like hot cocoa?
What's that?
Box office.
Does it smell like hot cocoa?
It smells like
I don't-
buttered popcorn.
Yeah,
It
what
does
are you
smell like buttered
smoking?
popcorn. All right, here it is. Number 10 is Respect. It did work. It made $511,000. It's made $23 million so far. Number 9 is new this week. Show Me the Father. I don't know what that is.
Is this a Murray film?
A who?
Murray?
Oh,
The
okay.
talk show. It's like, you are not the father.
Oh, Amori.
It's a captivating stories interwoven with inspirational truths about the fatherhood of God.
Oh God! This
well,
is like
literally.
Christian ass. This is like
$700,000 it made.
This is a Pure Flix fucking movie, isn't it?
It is probably. Number 8 also new this week is The Card Counter. It made $1 million. Basically, that's the Paul Schrader movie we talked about a little bit last week.
Oscar Isaac.
Yeah. Number 7 is Don't Breathe 2. That one made 1.1 million. It's made 30 million so far. God, people stop going to that movie. Number 6 is Paw Patrol, the movie. It made 2.3 million. It made 34 last week. Number 5 is Jungle Cruise. It made 2.3 million. It made 108 million so far. Number 4 is Candyman. It made 4.7 million. It's made almost 48 million. Number 3, opening new this week, is Malignant. It made 5.4 million. Also had that day and date opening on HBO Max.
Oh, can we talk about this?
Um,
Can we talk about it?
no, because you're going to spoil it.
No, I'm not. I don't want to spoil this shit.
If you have a statement you'd like to make.
Okay, everybody here, and I'm serious, needs to watch this shit. It is the Room of HBO horror.
Oh God.
This is,
But that's not, The Room is not fun to watch on your own.
this is genius. It is beautiful. It is a flaming piece of shit. But
Now
it
a good
is
time to let you guys know I've never seen The Room.
Oh, that's
So-
fine. I'm excited to hear that because when we can all go together,
it's
we're going to see it
happen.
together. Because The Room
Yeah.
is something you need to see in the theater.
Yes, but this is like it's like Hollywood just saying, "Well, James Wan, you made $1 billion for us for Aquaman, so we'll give you whatever you want. You can do whatever you want." And he goes, "Whatever I want, and you'll pay for it." And they go, "Yeah, whatever, it's fine." And he either sat down and went, "Well, I'm going to troll the fuck out of these people," or he decided to remake a film. I won't say which, because that would be a spoiler. Or he intentionally made a shitty film, or it's just gross incompetence. But this is like a parody of horror movies. It's straight up like a parody.
I want to see it because the reviews have been so divided.
And everyone's talking
People
like,
like it or people just fucking hate it.
yeah, and if you fucking hate it, I'm going to go, well, yeah, you're justified in hating it. And if you like it, I hope it's ironically and not unironically, because
Ugh.
this is like, I like it
I'm gonna come in
unironically.
and
It's
be
like, you
it
gotta
is a
see this shit.
cinematic masterpiece.
Now, I fully expect Dwayne to do that. That's his job.
Oh no! Like, if you like this and you think it's a genuinely good movie, you need to see more fucking film.
I'm going to try and look at it this week.
But like, everybody keeps talking like the ending, and it does go off the goddamn rails. It goes off into the goddamn sea.
Okay.
Like, but I can't say anything
No, you
really
can't.
about it.
because I'm going to try and watch it this week.
Because
it is on my to-do
it
list.
is best to go into this cold and just have it wash over you. This is it's an event.
I mean, I'm
All
not
right.
gonna lie. I might have Nico here with the pup on Sunday because he has to be here to work. I just have a movie day for myself.
Yeah, I'm working.
And go to the theater and see it.
Oh no.
Yeah, I
Oh, no.
kind of want to do that too because I have the Regal Pass. I mean, why not?
I mean, I'd be curious to see how an audience reacts to this shit. It's going to be like a comedy to where people are going to laugh or they're going to be like, I can't believe you're laughing at this.
All right.
I mean,
So
a problem this film does have is the subject matter is squarely in B movie territory, but it's got this like sleek A sheen to it. It's kind of like if you were to remake Evil Dead.
you want to keep going till you spoil something.
No. I'm saying it's like if you're going to remake Evil Dead again, and it's a B movie at heart, but you have like James Wan at the helm, and he's going to make these one-take sequences where the camera is zooming around and everything. You'd be like, this is too sleek for Evil Dead. It's like that.
I don't know. I just got to see it.
Yeah.
I just got to see.
You
know what else you gotta see?
Well, number 2 is The Free Guy. You can see that for 5.5 million. It's made 101 million so far. And number 1 is Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. It made $34.7 million over the weekend. It's made 144.5 so far in total. So there you go. If you want to see some stuff, there are some things. You can see Cop Shop. It opens this weekend. It's 74% on Rotten Tomatoes. And I actually saw the trailer.
Oh, finally.
I did see it, yes. Okay. Cry Macho. I saw the trailer for Cry Macho. Okay. Cop Shop is at 74%. Cry Macho is 52%. That seems about right. And then the Eyes of Tammy Faye is opening limited this week. I think it opens wide next week, right? It's at 75% of Rotten Tomatoes right now. It's Jessica Chastain playing Tammy Faye Baker. So I'm interested in that.
Yeah, I'm hoping Cry Macho makes me at least a solid million over 4 weeks.
I mean, it looks a little sentimental, but you
like
know,
I said, that is my hope.
That's also like everything that Clint Eastwood is doing now.
Yeah.
it is, you know, but I look at it and I think, you know, it's probably not bad, but it's probably also not great either. But I mean, it's just gauging from what I've seen. But at least we know it actually exists. Trailers are out there.
Yep.
All right. So we're talking box office. Let's jump on into.
Sure. Deadline has some good news for theaters. The domestic box office is continuing to rebound with the second weekend of Shang-Chi and The Legend of the Ten Rings earning around $35 million, as we just discussed, which is a strong 53% drop from last week. So it's staying pretty strong in the box office. And Disney has responded by announcing the rest of its domestic release slate for the year will honor a theatrical window ranging of 30 to 45 days per film. So that's good news. Not great news. Universal has gone a different route, releasing Halloween Kills day and date when that movie's going to come out on October 15th. Also, Paramount's CEO exits the company as Viacom CBS doubles down on its streaming service with Paramount Plus. And Warner Brothers' recent film release, film we just mentioned, Malignant from James Wan, has struggled with a not necessarily great $5 million opening weekend, which can be contributed to the very divisive reviews that we've had, as well as a simultaneous HBO Max release.
I think that box office got chopped in half by streaming, easily chopped in half. That's an $8 or $10 million opener. It should have been.
Somewhat related note, a friend pointed out that the Black Widow movie is no longer available for viewing on Disney Plus, even with the premiere access.
Yeah, it had. Oh, wait a minute! They don't do the 30-day thing.
At Disney?
Yeah,
No.
that's HBO that does. That's interesting.
So I wonder if that's blowback from the court filings with ScarJo, or they're trying to cover their ass.
That's what I was going to say. Is I bet that's more with that court dealership.
But I mean, it plays into probably their decision to to stick with the theatrical release window.
It's interesting because I mean, we'll get to it later, but the Blu-ray came out this week, and it got a huge push. Like it's like gotten a bigger push on physical than I've seen in a while. Like Walmart has big standees up with the 4Ks, and Best Buy's got a Steelbook. Target's got an exclusive Digipack. It's everywhere. It's crazy.
Too bad it's for a meh film.
It is too bad that it's for a meh film. But I am happy that the thing that made me happiest about this is to see that Disney saw the error of their ways, because I think Black Widow, even though it's a meh film, got fucked by that dual release.
It did.
Yeah, according to the Disney Plus website right now, Black Widow coming to Disney Plus October 6th. So
interesting.
It's going to be off there for at least a month, however long ago it went dark.
I wonder why. It's weird. But that was the thing I was waiting to see, is how big a drop Shang-Chi would have. And this is kind of a traditional drop for a Marvel film.
Yeah.
You know, it's 50% is kind of what you expect.
Yeah.
So this is like
if it was
pre-COVID.
If it was in the
drop.
60s, if it was like the 60%, I'd be like, whoa.
Yeah.
But no.
But only dropping in the low 50s is accurate. That's what you would anticipate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Black Widow
that's
just
what I
like
anticipate for my fantasy box office game.
Damn it.
Yeah,
God
I'm
damn it.
thinking that's going to help play up my Spider-Man real nicely.
I also think this is going to help the Eternals. Just saying.
Yeah, but
I think I'm fucked.
Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, Zach, you're fucked.
Yeah, you're fucked.
Yeah, for sure. So anyway, I guess, I mean, that's really about it. It's just pretty cool to see that Disney is doing something. They're, in my mind, always the shittiest of the shit companies. Like it's Disney and then, you know,
Sony.
Warner Brothers right now.
No, Sony.
Sony's still handling theatrical better than Warner Brothers or Disney. They're
Yeah, they
still,
don't have a
yeah. I'm just, Sony is still in jail from a decade of bullshit.
well, I don't know what that's about, but
Releasing shitty movies. For
oh
like
God,
10
they all
years.
really shitty movies. I mean, don't even get me
Warner
started.
Brothers is now in that jail. Yeah.
But the thing is different than Warner Brothers. Disney can see the error of their ways by comparing Black Widow and Shang-Chi in reverse course. Warner Brothers is not going to do that.
Well,
and we're going to see in a minute how that has affected them.
I think, yeah, you're right about that. But I do think Warner Brothers was between a rock and a hard place. And they fucked up. They fucked up by saying the whole year of 2021 is going to be day and date and on HBO Max. But they needed to also promote HBO Max. That's why they did it.
Of course, that's why they did it. But they didn't have to lock in this whole full year thing. You notice Disney is just sort of stayed at a movie per movie basis. They've been feeling it out.
They should have just done like 6 months.
Yeah.
And then if it was bad, you do another 6 months.
Well,
Yeah.
no, I think Steven's right. I think there's no reason to not do it movie by movie announcement. Now, the one thing that may kind of help Warner Brothers in this is, I mean, they did do what seems to be a slightly better job eventually reaching out to movies and stars and the filmmakers, and it's like, all right, here's what we are going to do. Here's how
That's true.
Just the contract. Whereas, as we've learned with ScarJo, that Disney did not do a great job with that on Black Widow. And if they had done movie by movie basis, that would have made subsequent deals harder, because they have to at least kind of match. There would be less flexibility on doing what they want on the deals, I guess. So that could be why they wanted to go this way. So when they had a captive audience, when they had a COVID still a thing, here's why we're doing this. Whereas if they decide to keep doing this now, it's like, well, COVID's still a thing, but people are still going to movie theaters. So your bargaining chip of COVID is harder to work with.
Interestingly, Shang-Chi's success, to me, actually bolsters Scarlett Johansson's lawsuit.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. And it came out what she asked for, that they turned her down. Did you guys see?
Oh, no, I didn't.
She asked for $100 million. That's what she asked for, which is what she should have had received over the course of the entire box office time that it would have normally run. And they said, no, that's a lot of money.
That's a
But
lot of money.
Well,
but I mean, if she had a percentage of the ticket sales, then she would have gotten it anyway, and they took it from her. So
I mean, considering that Black Widow made $372 million worldwide,
yeah,
I mean, considering they already spent $250 million on it and another $200 million on marketing.
well, the thing is, it made 370 million. It
Yeah.
would have doubled that, is her argument, and it probably
Oh,
would.
that's right. We don't know the Disney Plus numbers because they don't release that
They don't
shit.
tell you. Yeah, they don't tell you. And the thing is if they did release those numbers and they came out and said to her, "Listen, we charge $30 a pop, and let's say we made $20 a pop profit," because they probably did. I bet they did. It's flipping.
How much is the web hosting?
Well, yeah, it's flipping a switch.
Yeah.
So, but just say it. Say $20. Okay, we're going to give you, $2, $3 a pop, and then just show the numbers and give it to her and be fucking done with it. But that they didn't do that.
Yeah,
So,
that would be fair.
yeah. Whatever that percentage should have been, and it would be done.
If the mouse, the mouse likes its money.
Yeah, the mouse does like its money. That's true.
They used to have a theme park called MGM Studios. It was called Mickey's Got Your Money.
Yeah, I remember MGM Studios. Which, by the way, Nathan told me that he got a season pass for Disney, $1,500.
Yep.
Or no, he didn't get the season pass for Disney because it was $1,500. He chose to get a Universal one for $600.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which I think sounds like
I have to know which one.
Zach is freaking out over it. He thinks this must be a premium or
I'm
something.
like, that must be the premium of the premium.
But he gets a resident discount.
Okay.
Because
Disney recently redid all of their whole annual pass structure.
They did.
And honestly, the only one that's for purchase for out of state residents.
There's only one.
Yeah. So.
And it's the expensive as hell one. I think it's
Okay.
It's the top.
No. You can get, as a Florida resident, you can get most weekdays subject to blackouts for $400.
Well, that's cheap, but subject to blackouts.
He was doing the $12.99 plus tax, which is everything.
Well, don't you want everything?
No blackout dates.
Yeah.
You can reserve up to 5 days ahead. You get bonus shit. You get I guess he did the water park too. I don't
care about that.
I mean, from what it sounds like, he did as far as you could go. Now, if you wanted a base plan like you, where it's 6 times a year, even 10 times a year, you can get one for $400.
God, that's a good price if you lived in the city.
Yeah.
I lived in Florida as a resident.
Yeah.
All right. I know this is not on our subject, but all of us want to go somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to go away from my story.
I feel that, but you got it anyway. Let's go.
I know. It looks like the long rumored sequel to Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito's comedy Twins is finally going ahead. With Ivan Reitman returning to direct Triplets, Tracy Morgan is aboard to co-star. What's the premise, you ask? Well, secretly, there was a third baby born, a black baby, who hasn't been in touch with his siblings. They don't know each other, and very early in the movie, they meet, and it's how they achieve their bond together after all these years. According to the director, who has been shepherding this sequel for decades after the 1988 original was a hit, it was originally intended to co-star Eddie Murphy, who supposedly brought the idea as a one-off comment. But he's been too busy as of late after the success with the Amazon Prime on Coming to America.
Really?
He got himself booked up heavily after that.
That was a success, that movie.
Success. The plan, according to Reitman, is to go the indie route and put it up for sale at the Toronto Film Festival market with a sizzle reel of the actors to attract buyers. If all goes according to plan, the cameras will roll in Boston in January. Universal distributed the original movie, but in this day and age, as we have discussed, it feels like a project for a streaming service to snatch up.
How the fuck do you know it was a success?
Oh, you talking about the Amazon one?
Yeah, like Coming to America.
I don't know. They don't
How
put
the
numbers
fuck
out
do you
either. Do they?
measure that?
I don't think they put numbers
I
out
guess
either.
Views, because they're not because I mean it's not like they're getting money for it.
I mean, I watched 20 minutes of it. Is that a view?
Well, and the critical rating was not good on that
Yeah.
And
movie.
it could mean success in the fact that he's seen an influx of work hitting his inbox.
I would think that would have come from the Netflix movie more than fucking Coming to America.
Yeah.
Part 2. I mean, because you guys like that one. I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, Dolomite Is My Name. Didn't that get like an Oscar nom?
Yeah. I don't think it
Yeah.
won, but it got
No,
nominated.
they get nom. It didn't get win, but it's like everyone could see it's like it's deserving of the awards.
It's just
People
fashion.
talked about
Hasn't
it.
directed a film since 2014.
2014. Yeah. Because there was another article that I saw about this, and there's a quote from him saying that, I hadn't directed a film in a couple of years, so I thought this would be really cool to do. A couple of years? You haven't directed a film in almost 10 years?
Nearly a decade.
Yeah. Now he has been constantly producing stuff, though, mostly the Ghostbusters movies, though, because he produced the 2016 one.
Oh god.
He produced the new one directed by his son. He's been producing stuff all along.
Yeah, but that's also like the Ghostbusters one. Like, what level of producing? What input did he have on the 2016 Ghostbusters movie? It's like he's the original director of the Ghostbusters, so he's going to get a producer credit regardless.
I don't know. I mean, you would get if it's more of a, I don't know. You might be right. I'm not sure. It's interesting to me though that this one, he's acting like it's a positive and like this is the way they want to go, this indie route. But how is it? You've got 3 name actors. I mean, none of the 3 of them are what you would, in the $20 million club anymore or anything, but they're still name actors. Why do you have to shop it at a film festival like the rest of us? It just seems like, hey, Arnold's in a movie. Okay, well, that last one did all right.
What was the last good?
Yeah, it's
Arnold
fully
Schwarzenegger
them
movie?
shopping around for money at this point.
Yeah, but that's the part that I think is fascinating. Is you would think they wouldn't have to go that route, that sort of film festival-y sizzle reel route. They would just, Arnold or Ivan Reitman, even they could pick up a phone and make a call. They're all repped, by CAA or whatever. It's interesting. I feel like there's something else that's not being said. That's happening.
What was the last good Arnold Schwarzenegger movie?
What's your opinion of Dark Fate, the Terminator?
He hasn't watched it.
Okay.
It's not a good movie. I don't think.
Oh, hey Zach, Maggie.
That's pretty good. I watched it.
There's always Maggie.
Oh, Maggie. Yeah, you almost won the film ball on Maggie.
It's still following me. Like a decade later. It's still following me.
But yeah, I don't know.
Hanging out with y'all is like getting an STD.
It is. It never
just
goes
keeps
away.
coming back.
It never
People All
does.
the Way was the last one that I truly enjoyed.
What?
Arnold Schwarzenegger in.
I'd have to look, but he's had things. I like that movie though. And the toy that he's trying to buy in that movie, you can buy at Walmart now. They have one.
Yeah.
Yeah. It went out of stock for a while, and I saw people going batshit crazy over it, and now it's back. I don't know. I like Arnold.
That's truly the plot of the movie.
Yeah, pretty much. I like Arnold though. I don't know about this movie. It just
I never really liked twins.
I didn't care for twins in the first place.
So the fact that they're doing like a sequel and bringing in another baby and it being a black baby on top of that, and I'm like,
They should just do a sequel to Junior.
yeah. At that point,
That's the
I'm
better
just
one.
like, is this a way to prove that you're woke?
No.
Is it just going to be like
Maybe.
on the nose
Actually, you know what?
commentary to try and make yourself look hip and cool because you haven't done anything in a decade?
So, well, this isn't a Schwarzenegger-driven project. Schwarzenegger is definitely a star part in terms of iconography in the Expendables franchise. And I would love if Danny DeVito were in the 4th Expendables movie.
I'd watch that. Yeah.
Because
Right.
I was looking at the list of the Schwarzenegger movies, and it's like Expendables, Expendables 2, Expendables 3. It's like, you know what those movies need? Danny DeVito.
You know what? Those movies might be the last good Bruce Willis movie too.
Looper, I think, is the last.
Yeah,
good
Looper.
Bruce
Oh,
Willis
Looper
movie.
came.
Yeah,
Looper
Looper.
came after. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a shame that director couldn't do anything else good. Right, Zach?
Like a fucking STD. There it is again, popping up.
All right.
That shoe I ate had shit on it.
Was it delicious?
I got it's smelling like poop now.
Yeah.
So I gotta eat it.
Hey, speaking of your
Damn it.
boy director, Zach.
Yeah, Zach. This is a good story.
How
Kind
about
of.
your boy? Tell us about your boy.
Tell us about him.
So anyway, Christopher Nolan made headlines when it was recently announced that his next film, which I'm not even going to read about because every time I hear about Christopher Nolan's making a film about this,
Yeah.
it's never about that.
No.
I don't even care.
I actually don't necessarily believe this is what it's about.
Yeah, like I remember Interstellar was about corn.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it has corn in it,
Yeah.
but it's not about corn.
Exactly.
Yeah. So he's going to be distributed via Universal, not his typical partner, Warner Brothers. So we actually were able to figure that out.
Mm.
He had a couple listed demands he wanted to make to get his film. The Hollywood Reporter report complains that the biggest studios involved in discussions with Nolan outside of Universal were Paramount, Sony, and Apple. It appears that those three studios couldn't meet the demands that Nolan put forth. Specifically, he wanted 20% of the first dollar gross, a blackout period where a studio wouldn't release a film for 3 weeks before and 3 weeks after, which a lot of people go bullshit. And I go, well,
They do that anyway.
they do that anyway. It's usually like once a month.
Yeah.
The theatrical run that is 100 days, which
Shit.
hold on. A lot of people are freaking out about that too. I interpret this is before digital, before Blu-ray.
It's traditional.
Yeah.
It's old school.
That's 100
Yeah,
to 130 days,
Yeah.
which is normal.
Yeah. It's three.
It's only because of Corona that shit just got narrowed to like 45.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's pretty much it. Apple was in the mix, but reportedly couldn't agree to the long theatrical window. Paramount wasn't a really top contender, with a report claiming that the executive shakeup at the top of the studio could have contributed to that. And Sony was right there with Universal until the end of the discussion making progress, but Nolan went with the latter and said, you see, that's why I trust Nolan, because he doesn't want to go with a shitty studio called Sony.
Well, and I bet Sony's issue was probably that
Film.
probably.
I mean, it's Christopher Nolan. He's
Yeah.
going to use IMAX cameras.
Yeah, he wants to shoot on film.
I
Yeah.
mean, some of the other demands he had was it was going to be $100 million to make and $100 million for advertising, which
It's typical.
that's typical.
Actually, that could be a little bit on the cheap side for him.
I mean, usually when you think of most movies, they have a $200 to a $250 million budget, not including, promotion.
It's fascinating because I feel like Christopher Nolan is a guy that if I met him in person, I would think he's such a dick. Because he's got this sort of elitist attitude about him when he talks.
But damn, I'm
Like
going to his
that.
movies day one.
I know. We get along well. So
Okay, look, the guy could be a douche in person.
yeah,
The man knows how to make a spectacle.
he does. He
And when
backs
you
it up
go
with his
and
movie.
slap down that $20 and say, yeah, one for this IMAX, you're getting your money's worth and then some.
Exactly.
The question is not, is he going to shoot an IMAX? The question is, how much is he going to shoot an
Yeah,
IMAX?
is it going to be like Wonder Woman where we get that scene?
And no, he has progressively gotten more and
Yeah.
more and more and more. I mean, Tenet had, what, an hour and a half? An hour and 40?
It was a lot. It was a lot. And it was beautiful.
I mean, there were some shots I was like, dear God.
Yep. So, but what I was going to say is if I met him, I'd probably think he was a dick. But I got to respect him because he's not going to get fucked again like Warner Brothers fucked him.
Yeah.
And less so than the other filmmakers that got screwed that year or last year.
Yeah,
The year-
got
He got some kind of release.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look at what's happening with Dune. I think Dune is going to eat the shit.
Yeah, I think it's going to fucking get creamed.
Yeah. Because people are going to be like, it's probably going to look really cool, but I don't know about the story, so let me just watch it at home instead of taking that chance.
It's
and
got
going
like
to the theater and being blown away by the spectacle of
it's
it.
got like 30 or an hour of it is in full 1:4:3 to 1 IMAX.
Yeah.
Now they didn't shoot it with IMAX cameras. They shot it with the Alexa, the Alexa 65.
Yeah.
Not the Alexa, the Arri
65.
The Arri 65, which
Yeah.
can go into 1:4:3 and use the whole sensor. So it is the
Right.
same aspect ratio, but it's not.
The IMAX.
It's
like the camera.
It's not 65 millimeter 15 perf.
Yeah. Anyway, who else could do this? Is there
Quentin
another
Tarantino.
film? Who?
Quentin Tarantino.
I don't
Nolan.
think Quentin Tarantino could make these kind of demands. I don't think so.
Because I don't think
Nolan.
he gets that, but because he doesn't make that money. Like,
Yeah.
he makes profitable films, but his films aren't that expensive.
Once Upon a Time-
Tarantino's-
Once Upon a Time was over 100 million.
Yeah, but
Yeah, that's probably.
you're talking about Nolan movies. Are you talking about $500 million or more?
You can say Michael Bay. I don't
mean,
know how much he would be able to swing his dick on the table anymore.
Yeah, now a few
Now,
years ago, I don't
yeah.
know. Like, who else could do this? other than-
Spielberg.
I thought Spielberg too, but I'm not so sure.
Um,
I really can't think of anybody.
The Spielberg's movies aren't like the spectacle at that level. I mean, they're so good, but it's just like once you make
James
Dark
Cameron.
Knight and what
James Cameron. Yeah, he could do it probably.
James Cameron's in a weird, different league on his own. Like, yeah, he could do it, but he's also just I don't know. I'm still just like, I'll believe Avatar 2, 3, 4, and 5 happen when I see actual footage.
You want to know weirdly who I think could probably do it, and it's not a director, it's an actor. I think Tom Cruise could demand it of his movies because he produces all of his stuff. I think he could. And it's not that his movies necessarily are going to make $500 million, but he can churn out 3 in a year, and each one of those is going to make 300. You know, he's going to make $1 billion by the end of the year because of the way he works.
Yeah.
I think he could probably do it. He may be the only one I could think of that could actually push those kind of demands. Now, it's funny because I remember when Nolan lost his shit last year about all the stuff Warner Brothers was doing. Don't you remember Universal stepping up and saying, hey, we got you.
I do.
Don't you remember? They're like, we got you. We got you in the theater. You come over here and we'll do it.
Because
And
Universal is stuck to the guns and they're
They
like,
have.
no, we're not going to fucking streaming.
I mean,
Outside of like when shit first locked down with Invisible Man.
yeah,
That was the only time.
I saw that in the theater.
It was pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
But, I mean-
yeah, because it was like Zach said, right when shit happened.
it was right there.
It just opened in theaters.
Like,
a week
nobody-
before the country shut down.
Yet nobody was saying this is bullshit. I can't believe you've done this. It was like, holy shit, this is I can't believe they're doing it.
Yeah. I saw The Invisible Man and I saw The Hunt. And then boom, it was done.
Our last
Cats.
movie in theaters before COVID was Color Out of Space.
Yeah,
See-
that was not great.
I'm going to say thank goodness that I got to see The Hunt because mine would have been that damn, what was it called? The underwater movie with Kristen Stewart.
Underwater.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Underwater.
is it just underwater?
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, well, that's it. It was awful. It was awful. All right. So I'm excited. I'm happy that they agreed to it. And if nothing else, we're going to get some kind of like fascinating Nolan movie. They're calling it a biopic about a
I don't know,
scientist.
It's supposed to be the bomb.
Is that what you hear?
Oh my god.
I mean, yeah, this is why I don't want to read it because I'm just like, no one's got something else. Man.
Yeah, he's hiding the story.
Supposedly, from everything that is out there right now, supposedly it's a biopic of Oppenheimer, who is the father of the atomic bomb.
And I mean, I remember hearing Tenet was about something else. It was a sequel to Inception. It was
Mhm.
about something.
Yeah, I kept
Well, we
hearing
don't
a
know that
sequel
it's
to
not.
Inception. It could, but what if he came out and he did do this biopic for $100 million? But Cillian Murphy's going to play him, so that's going to make it.
I mean, look, for $100 million and you're shooting on IMAX, if he's doing the bomb, that bomb better take up the
It
whole
better be
goddamn
beautiful.
screen, and
That's
it better
the
be
cost. The
amazing.
cost is he actually detonates a nuclear bomb. Throws it at an IMAX.
And in the theater, because he blows the sound fucking out.
Oh, always.
Oh boy.
It's going to be the loudest sound you've ever heard.
All right, I'd pay $20 for that.
Yeah, I'm on board for that one.
I'd pay $20 for it.
Hell yeah, let's go.
All right. So let's talk about a couple things. I want to talk about this one first because I feel like I'm the only one who saw it. And if I don't say it now, I'll forget to mention it. Not this. Everybody saw the trailer. But I want to just ask if anybody else has seen any of Y the Last Man.
Not yet.
No.
I saw that it came out, but I haven't had a chance to watch it.
So I was shocked because I figured that it was going to be a once a week thing. Oh no.
Did they drop all of it?
It's all up there. Yeah, I'm 3
Alright.
episodes in already. I'm 3 in. It's okay. It's good. It's fine. It's fine. It's not like I'm blown away by it, but I like the cast. I really like Diane Lane in it a lot. Yeah, it's funny.
No, they are releasing it kind of peaceful. Only 4 episodes are out right now.
Oh, is it only 4? Well, maybe I have one more to go.
So what they did is they dropped the first 3 episodes.
So they're doing what they did with The Handmaid's Tale
Yeah.
season 4.
Here's
It's
the first few.
tons of
Oh.
episodes.
Yeah, and
Now
so-
that we
Because-
got you hooked, you'll have
so
to
then
read.
it's an episode a week.
All right, because I expected it to be an episode of the week because that's FX. That's the way they do American Horror Story.
Yeah,
But it just kept offering me more and more episodes. I'm like, well, shit. All right, play.
Actually, technically, episode 4 drops on Monday. So episode 1 through 3 dropped on this past Monday, the 13th. And
Okay,
on the
then that's
20th,
what it
episode
is.
4 drops.
Okay, cool. Well, then I'm actually caught up to it. Then I just watched all 3 of them the other night. And I'm gonna say give it a go because I like it. I'm not like, holy shit, I gotta see the next one, but I certainly let it keep going. I just kept watching it because I like the concept so much. Now it probably helps that I've read some of the graphic novel, but not that much because a lot's changed, even from what I know. Some things have gotten expanded quite a bit. But yeah, Diane Lane's great in this. And there's other recognizable faces, but I guess it's like TV faces, like who it is, but you don't really know the name.
Yeah.
It is funny though, because I was reading this article, or maybe we did it on the show too, where the director of Wonder Woman was talking about how streaming movies all look like fake movies, like TV.
Yeah, they look at TV.
Well, I'm watching this show and I'm like, they have some big epic shots, and I'm like, yeah, that looks like fake. It looks like TV. And I keep thinking about season 1 of The Walking Dead that didn't look like TV.
It's because they shot it on Super 16.
Yeah, it looked like movies. But yeah, there's some sequence in this you can kind of tell it has that streaming budget where they go wide and you're like, oh, okay, all right. But I'll be curious to hear what you guys think. I don't want to say too much else about it because I don't want to get too spoilery, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'll just say that for right now. It's right in the middle. I'm hoping it gets better as it goes.
I mean, I'm very glad this finally happened. I feel like the entirety that we've been doing the show, it's like, hey, they're going to make a Y the Last Man.
He feels vindicated.
Yep.
I
Finally.
also really love the book. The Brian K. Vaughan book is so good.
It's a good story. It's a really good story. All right, so let's talk about something I know we all have seen, which is the Hawkeye trailer. What did you guys think?
Bad trailer, still excited. Golden Retriever puppy. Woo!
Lucky wasn't even in the trailer.
Yes, he was.
It
Yes.
was? Okay.
He was on the couch and he looks over and I think
Ah.
he has a slice of pizza around him or in his mouth.
Okay.
And yeah, Lucky the pizza dog.
So this
Yeah.
looks like a big old steaming pile of shit.
Nico, what did you think?
like that, it looks fine. It looks like it's gonna happen. I don't really have a problem with it.
It looks cheesy, but I can deal with cheesy for a bit.
So I'm really curious because it's definitely adapting portions of the Matt Fraction run of Hawkeye with Clint Barton and Kate Bishop, which is weird because the Clint Barton in that book and in the the comics in general is a radically different character than we have on the TV, on the movies in the MCU with Jeremy Renner, because he's one in that story. He's single, down on his luck, lives in an apartment, doesn't have a family, just kind of has a rough life, and it just basically the story is called like Hawkeye, My Life is a Weapon, because his life is just basically screwing him over at every turn.
Yeah.
and it's just down on his luck throughout the whole book. And we have this Jeremy Renner super spy with a family, and they, I guess, deal with how to get the family out of the way very easily. Like the trailer does not hide the fact that it answers that. We have to get Hawkeye away from his family. Okay, well, Hawkeye is just going to spend some time in the city dealing with some past history stuff. Goodbye, kids. Go home. Go to your farm. It's like, okay, we know the answer to how this gets into more of the realm of the comic it's pulling from.
And people are speculating because they paused shots of the trailer, and you can see almost every shot with Jeremy Renner, there's devices in his ear. So people are correlating that with Hawkeye in the comics being deaf.
Yeah, Hawkeye is hard of hearing in the comics, particularly in this run.
The
it gets really bad. So that'll be, there's like one issue in particular where it's a lot of sign language work is done. So I'd be kind of interested to see that. There's also one issue where everything's from the POV of the dog, and that's fantastic. And I kind of want
that as an episode, if not just like maybe a bonus episode, like a little 10-minute short, and I'd be set.
I wonder if this is going to be the start of the of the Pet Avengers, because because in Loki we did see Frog Thor.
Oh no!
Lucky the
Croaky. Crocodile Loki.
Yeah, Crocodile Loki. But, and we got Lucky is what I'm saying.
Oh yes, Lucky the pizza dog. Yes.
So yeah, we're gonna get a Pet Avengers coming.
No,
I want Lucky the pizza dog and Yelena Belova's dog to like see each other and be like, my owner's cool. My owner's also cool. Let's try and make them friends. And they're trying to kill each other.
There's not enough cats in the Marvel comics for me to be interested.
Good. Or Chewie in the comics, but yeah.
So annoying. I don't have any.
You can argue for Black Panther being a cat.
Okay. I haven't read the comic. I haven't read the comic, so I'm coming into this kind of cold.
It's definitely going to be a weird feel. I highly recommend the book. It's really good.
I will say one of the things that surprised me, which looking back and seeing when they planned on releasing it shouldn't have surprised me as much, but they're making it a very almost like a holiday special.
Yeah, it's a Christmas.
It's got a Christmas theme running through it. Like he's talking to them on the phone, like he's going to try
and home for Christmas.
Get home for Christmas. Yeah, it feels like this.
I thought the catchphrase, the all the best gifts come with a bow or something like that. I thought that was cute. I thought it's like that's cute. That's clever.
Yeah, that's cute. I liked it. But it's a bad trailer though.
Yeah.
I thought it just looked like shit.
Can I also say one thing that needs to also happen from the trailer? Roger's a musical. People are already writing songs.
Oh my God, I'm hearing so much about that.
People are already writing songs and performing them on TikTok. I need it.
Oh man, so much terribleness is coming out of this one trailer. Pet Avengers and musicals. Kill me now. I'm in. I'll watch it, but yeah, this trailer looked like garbage. But Disney can't do trailers.
I was just hoping for more Loki, and I got more like.
What do you mean more Loki?
What I mean by that is, I was hoping for more of like good cinematography, good writing trailer, and then I got more like Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
It does have that Falcon and the Winter Soldier kind of thing, and if that's where it goes, that'll be.
Because I thought that was so boring.
It took me forever to get through that.
Unfortunately, has been the weakest of the 4 Marvel series released so far.
It looks like more of that.
I mean, What If has been mostly entertaining. I haven't watched today's.
Yeah, I haven't watched the latest one, but I enjoyed the heck out of the zombie one. That was heart-wrenching.
The zombies one was good, but I think my favorite one is the previous one.
The evil Doctor Strange.
Not evil Doctor Strange.
Star-Lord.
I like the one that had Thanos in it. That's the one that I.
Yeah, T'Challa as Star-Lord.
Yeah, I enjoyed that one a lot because every time Thanos was on screen, I had a laugh.
Yeah.
I mean,
was he wearing a phone?
No, he was not wearing a phone.
Oh, dang.
No. But it's you just gotta watch it. It's fun.
Does Ant-Man jump up his ass?
Not in that one.
Yeah, that kind of happens in something.
It's like y'all are already doing What If. Just have fun with it.
Yeah.
They kind of explore a similar concept somewhat in the one where like all the Avengers get killed, because there's basically like for people who are not familiar with the MCU, Iron Man 2, The Incredible Hulk, and Thor
All
1,
take place in like the span of
a week.
3 days.
Yeah, all take place during the same week in the MCU. They were specifically like bam, 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 all happening at the same time. And one of the What If episodes goes into, well, what if all these characters die this week? So all 3 of the Avengers die this week.
Oh no, it wasn't 3, because Clint also died.
Oh yeah. 4.
Yeah,
Natasha
that's
died.
right.
No, Natasha didn't.
Natasha died.
Oh yeah, she does.
The only Avengers that didn't die was Cap, because he hadn't been unfrozen yet.
That's true.
You want to know what the most annoying thing to me is about this What If, though? And it's not even the fault of the show. It's the press. Every week, I've got to see a headline that says, the controversial recasting of so-and-so. And it's an article about fucking What If.
I think all the people who...
That's just that's just clickbait.
It's fine. They're voice actors. That's their skill.
It's what bothers me is the press, because it's just clickbait, and because usually the headline is accompanied by the live action version of that character rather than the animated version.
Yeah.
So it makes you want to click it.
I do think the one thing that hurts this could have been mitigated had most of them been recast. It's the fact that they have almost like 50-50, if not like 60-40% of them are people coming back from the like live action characters doing that.
Yeah.
Boy, it really stands out when they're recast, though, because of that.
Well, because like I don't remember if the current one is like Killmonger. I don't remember if it's Michael B. Jordan doing him, but it's definitely. I mean, it's not Robert Downey Jr. doing Tony Stark in this episode, and every time it's that one, it feels like the most stand out to me because it's just hard to recapture Robert Downey.
That true. All right, moving on, Tina.
Well, we're still on that Disney train.
Yeah, we
Disney
are.
Is the king of the movie franchise. There was a time back in the 80s where the studio was much more hit and miss when it came to theatrical endeavors.
I think they still hit and miss.
Huh?
I think they're still hit and miss.
Yeah. No movie idea is so dead, though, that the mouse won't try to resuscitate it. And such is apparently the case with the 1986's Flight of the Navigator. The family-friendly sci-fi road trip movie is apparently set to get the reboot treatment on Disney+, and Bryce Dallas Howard is set to direct it. Flight of the Navigator was a modest hit for Disney in 1986, both with the box office and critics, but the movie found more success in the days of VHS home video, as well as regular broadcast on the Disney Channel. There was an attempt to reboot the movie several years ago, wasn't able to get liftoff, but now it looks like the project is moving forward. Not much is known about the new Flight of the Navigator at this point, but the original movie focused on a 12-year-old boy, and current reports that the main character will be female.
So here's the interesting thing about Flight of the Navigator. So the premise is this kid basically stumbles upon a spaceship and gets jetted into the future. So the original one is a kid from 1978.
1978, who is abducted by an alien spacecraft. If you had let me finish, I would have gone into that. Dick. He returns home 8 years later with no memory of having been taken and having not aged at all. That's when NASA decides we're going to stick a probe up your butt.
That's usually what happens.
And discovers that the time of his reappearance in an alien spacecraft have been recovered by the same space agency. He's lured on board the ship where he meets its robotic commander to go on a joyride looking for a way to get them both to safety. And it's actually one of the first early roles for Sarah Jessica Parker as a nurse.
My point being is like there's an 8-year gap, so it's that weird Wonder Years scenario, because like if we think back of this movie, let's say it gets released in 2022, 8 years back from that is 2014. That's like Wonder Years was only like 20 years removed of when the show actually started. And it's like, if we did Wonder Years, which is now being redone now.
It is, yeah.
In the same sliding time scale, it's in the late 90s, early 2000s. And it's just weird how the time feels different that way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's just awkward by that. I mean, in the Wonder Years,
you don't like it because it proves that you're fucking old.
Shut up.
No, exactly. Exactly. All of a sudden, there's nostalgia for your.
No, it is that. It's like, I guess this feels like something that wasn't an issue, like say in the 80s or even earlier with like that. The Happy Days did the same thing for that 50s nostalgia. It's like, did the cultural awareness at the time where there are adults going and like, you kids are liking the things that I grew up with, and this makes me mad, or something like that. It's like, I feel like that's a more contemporary mindset, because we now have generations that have really dealt with the whole, oh crap, the things that are formative to my experience are now the nostalgia bait for this whole new audience.
Ask your parents.
I guess so.
I can't ask mine; they're dead. So.
It's a good question. It's a really good question.
It's so fascinating. I just don't. I'm curious how Flight of the Navigator is going to connect.
Is it going to connect at all?
Yeah.
One assumes. Let me finish my story, and I might answer something, a question, or might not. One assumes that in addition to changing the gender of the main character, the new movie will shift the time period to something much more modern. As such, this could be one of those reboots that's also acting as a semi-sequel, with the events of the original movie having taken place 35 years prior.
I think it would be.
So I think they're still on the fence about that.
Yeah, I don't know. I go back and forth on that just because, yeah, it's like I liked Flight of the Navigator when I was a kid, and I watched it, and I guess, I don't know.
So I discovered earlier this evening
Tina,
that the movie I kept thinking was Flight of the Navigator was not Flight of the Navigator. It was Explorers. All I remember is them building a ship out of like one of those twisty, twirly like ride things, and then being beamed up to space, and they meet the teenagers, aliens, and then they're like, "Oh no, our parents are home."
I actually just bought Explorers. I just got that. The Scream Factory release of it.
I had that in my mind as Flight of the Navigator, but I was very vastly wrong.
Yeah, very different movies. That's funny. Yeah, I'm with you. I don't know how it's going to connect now, and I feel like sometimes they just think, oh, if we push it to now times, we can change the gender of the character, change the ethnicity of the character, maybe, that'll be enough. And it's not always. Sometimes those things are meant for the time they were created.
I also think like the living record of information lasts way longer now.
Yeah.
I could go back and easily watch YouTube videos from 8 years ago that are still very popular and stuff. And that's not something in 1986 you could have gone back and easily find content from 1978.
True. Unless it was popular content and it was music mostly.
Music, but they would still be on radio, or you go down and get vinyls and get cassettes at that point, or 8 tracks and things like that. But music would be the main thing. You're not getting a lot of VHSs or viewing content or anything.
And books,
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Books. So things are just living more. So that's also another reason why our relative past feels more recent, because we just live with it longer.
I agree.
You know what movie from my childhood that I do want to see like a sequel / reboot to?
What's that?
Matilda.
I don't know. See, the thing about Flight of the Navigator is it's an imperfect movie and could actually be benefit from a remake. But Matilda,
what are you trying to improve?
It's so there? Good. It's so good.
Improve. I want like a sequel where like Miss Honey is now the principal and she discovers there's another kid with powers, but this one is like
you know what I want? I want the wizard.
Here's what Here's what
See, I like the Thing approach to remakes. Take a movie that wasn't that great but had the bones of something cool and remake that one.
Well,
They
Yeah.
already remade the Thing.
I was going to ask which
That's
one.
that's my point. Is
They-
that's a good remake and that is a good movie to
But
remake.
they've,
The one
they've recently remade that. They just turned it into a video game called Among Us.
fair enough. And then they had
Am I
that
lying though?
prequel movie that was terrible.
Yeah, some
Well,
people.
that's why I said
Some
which
people,
the Thing.
not all, but some people went opening night to that movie,
Yeah.
and they had
Right.
to bicycle miles to get to the movie theater.
Uphill both ways in the snow.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it wasn't
Grandpa.
snowing. It wasn't uphill, but it was
Well,
just
damn.
like, damn, guys, I spent $9 on this.
And it wasn't good.
You know, the best part of that movie was
Yes.
it was the very end where it starts showing like the original footage of the Thing,
Mhm.
and that was my
Trying
first
to
time
connect
seeing
them together.
like those 4 shots
Yeah.
on a big screen. It was like, yeah, it's a
Oh,
Thing.
That
And then
was-
it cut to credits, and I was like, oh,
Yeah, so I've been, one of the podcasts I listen to is doing a revisiting of John Carpenter's filmography,
Oh,
and
that's awesome.
the last episode was actually just the Thing, so it's like it's very recent in my mind, and they of course go into a little bit of the 2013 remake, and apparently like a lot of
remake.
reboot, sequel, prequel,
Yeah, that
Thing.
thing.
the
Cool.
The Thing of the
2013
Thing.
iteration.
Yeah.
So apparently they filmed a lot of the Thing specs practically, and then the studio decided afterwards to go in and just CGI it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Just because they had it, they could do it. And it looks like shit.
I don't understand why they did that. They took the time to please the fans and do it practically, and the behind the scenes stuff looks great.
Mhm.
And then some studio exec went, "Wait, we have CG now.
Let's
Put
use
it,
it.
put it over it, sir. We only have a few weeks, and that's why it looks like shit.
Mhm.
Is because they rushed it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's one shot I remember sitting in the theater and going, "Holy fuck!"
Well, we could end up on this for another hour. Let's move
Yeah.
on to the next story.
Well, I'd rather
Right.
talk about the Thing.
I'll talk about another thing called Star Trek. On September 8th, 1966, Star Trek graced the small screen with the first episode, The Man Trap.
Okay. That's pretty
It
good.
worked so well because my script copy has the
Has it
page
broken?
break. It's this point, and I just love that. It was so good. Command Trap. So this September 8th, 2021, is the 55th anniversary of Star Trek being a thing in popular culture.
Yeah.
Paramount jumped on the occasion with a slate of new announcements. Star Trek Picard, which is now already signed up for season 3, without season 2 even airing yet.
Coming out yet, yeah.
Premiere February, this upcoming February 2022. It features a new trailer, which was released with this celebration event as well, with John Delancey again returning as Q, mucking up to the time stream and time stream, and apparently making the Federation into a totalitarian regime. I don't know if they're doing it like we screwed up the timeline or this is a mirrorverse kind of thing. It definitely seems more screwed up timeline, but it feels like this maybe is what turns into the mirrorverse, which for non-Trekkies is basically a chance to show a totalitarian, dark, alternate reality with all the same characters.
Which we kind of already have that in Discovery.
Yeah, we do have that because it's a time-honored Star Trek tradition. So
Yeah, it is.
They
It
all
is.
do it. One interesting thing is they also, of course, another time-honored Star Trek tradition is time traveling back to the era of which the show is being shot in. Also, Discovery, speaking of which, has a spin-off show called Strange New Worlds, starring Anson Mount as Captain Christopher Pike, as we've seen in Discovery. Again, non-Trekkies, Pike is the captain of the Enterprise before Kirk. So
Yeah.
Spock is there, played by Ethan Peck, who was also playing the character on Discovery. He is going to be on this one as well. Rebecca Romaine is in the show. We're bringing back some characters from the original show, like Nurse Chapel, being played this time by Jess Bush, originally being portrayed by Michelle Barrett Roddenberry. So Gene Roddenberry's wife.
Mhm.
We got some newer characters like Christina Chong playing Laan Noonien Singh, which is, if Trekkies could realize, there's some connection both either to Khan, the bad guy from Wrath of Khan, and also Star Trek Into Darkness.
Yep.
It's terrible.
We're not gonna.
But also it could go into some Nien Soon kind of also relates a little bit to the guy who creates Data.
Yeah,
so, we'll see
that's
how
true.
that goes.
Interesting.
And Uhura is going to be in the show, now played by Cecilia Rose Gooding. Uhura originally played by Nichelle Nichols in the original series.
Celia, not Cecilia.
Oh, it is Celia. Thank you.
You're welcome.
But yeah, that show will debut next year. Star Trek Discovery will debut its 4th season in November. And we also got some new trailers from Lower Decks, which is the comedy animated series, which is currently in its 2nd season, and a new show for younger audiences called Star Trek Prodigy, which will launch in the US in October.
That's a lot of stuff. And
That's a lot of Star Trek.
And it's none of it is the one thing that they should have announced, which is a sequel to that last
Lucille
movie.
Ball.
Okay,
It was really good.
I saw an ad. There's a mobile game, Star Trek Fleet Commander, I think.
Yeah.
And you can get various different characters from the Trek mythos, and it has it's a side-by-side image of the real life Carl Urban and then kind of CGI'd animated version of his Bones. It's basically like him playing the game and then Bones being there. And they've made other advertisements as well with like this next gen cast. But that ad particularly, I was just looking at it and it hit me. We're never going to get another Star Trek movie with this second Kirk set cast with the Chris Pine and Carl Urban, Zachary Quinto. We're never going to get that set again. It's just not going to happen. It's not.
The upside,
because Beyond was so good.
I was going to say the only upside to that is Beyond was fantastic, and if they're going to go out, at least they're going out on a good movie, because it's far superior to their other movies.
I will say, all you Trekkies out there need to give a huge thank you to Lucille Ball.
Yes, Lucille Ball helped save the show. For anyone who's unfamiliar, she out because Lucille Ball, the mega TV star in the 60s. Basically, CBS was wanting to cancel the show, and she said
within like the first 2 or 3 episodes, and she was like, "No, keep airing."
Yeah, keep airing, and they did.
Yeah.
For 3 years. The Star Trek, the original series, lasted for 3 years on television. It had an animated series for a season, and then eventually got rebooted into the movie franchise with the Kirk cast with the TOS. So with 1 through 6, and then Generations, and then a lot of movies. It is weird that we don't have a movie iteration of Star Trek going on, but really, television is its bread and butter, and I could be okay with it as long as we're getting Trek.
I agree, and a lot of the Trek that we have right now is good. Picard is good. Discovery is really good. Lower Decks is it's just not for me. I mean, maybe people like it. I couldn't connect with it. But those two shows are both good. You know, I enjoyed Picard in this different kind of role for him.
Actually, and that's the fascinating thing too, because even when we had multiple airing Trek shows at the same time, like the crossover between when Next Gen was airing and Deep Space Nine was starting up, so those were going at the same time, and then DS9 and Voyager going at the same time, and we never really had Trek cater to different audiences. Like the closest you can get is when TOS movies were being released, when Next Gen, the TV show, was on the air, but you still never had really a goal of here's the Trek show, the Trek proper, which is kind of Discovery.
Yeah.
Here's the nostalgia grab, which is Picard, and it's also a kind of dark, gritty is as much as you can be grab. But then you also have this more satirical, comedic take with Lower Decks, and then this kids take, which is radically new to Trek with Prodigy.
And you know, our kids are going to probably watch it.
I mean, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say.
That's the thing. I have to get Paramount Plus now because there's so much Trek, I can't ignore it anymore.
Yeah, it is required. It is required. And literally I have it. That's all I've watched on it is that. Oh, I watched out of morbid curiosity. I watched the Real World reunion.
Yeah.
I did.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get what is NBC's Peacock?
Peacock.
I'm gonna have to get that because I just found out they're making one of my favorite books into a TV series.
Which one?
One of Us Is Next.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we didn't even really. We just glossed over the fact that Halloween is going day and date to Peacock.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's a damn shame.
You know what it says to me? It says one of two things. This Halloween movie really does suck. Or Peacock really sucks. One of those two things sucks, and they're trying to help it with the other.
Isn't that Universal though?
You know what it says to me,
I don't know.
Steven?
Universal.
Yeah.
Oh, are you thinking about your boy Nolan?
Want to know what that
Well,
says?
I
He's
mean-
protected.
Steven?
Well, the
What's that say?
reason.
Wait, hang on.
It says that whoever has Halloween Kills in their film ball fucking sucks.
Yep, that's right.
Not me.
Not me. Now, what were we going to say?
Well, it's one of the reasons Nolan went with it was because Universal hasn't gone streaming. So if all of a sudden Universal goes streaming,
Well, but he has his contract. He's protected.
yeah, I know he's protected, but that was like one of the reasons.
Yeah.
That was like, oh,
Well,
you
and that
treated-
was briefly in the article which you read
yeah, it is Universal. Yeah.
that they mentioned
a
it.
one shot, like a one-off kind of deal where the movie team decided to.
Actually, no. I think Steven's right, and I think it's more so the former than the latter. Like I don't know what the subscription numbers are to Peacock. They could be terrible. This could be something to try to help.
I think they're
But-
yeah.
But I would not be surprised if they're not confident in Halloween.
Yeah, that's what I think. All right, let's take a look at what's happening this week. If you want to pick up some physical media, there's a lot of stuff. The Shawshank Redemption is out in a steelbook and in 4K. I want this movie. The artwork is shit. It looks like a Hallmark movie, but I'll be waiting for Black Friday because that's a $10 buy on Black Friday. The Boss Baby Family Business is out on a Blu-ray and a 4K. Mona Lisa is new from Criterion. Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters is out in a 4K reissue.
That was a fun but awful movie.
Who asked for this movie in 4K? Zola is out. That's Lionsgate releasing A24.
Hey, if you want to waste some money, there you go.
Yeah. Mayor of Easttown. That's actually a pretty entertaining miniseries. Paranorman is out. And
Again,
yeah, Paranorman and Alone in the Dark are both out as
I
Shaw
actually
Select.
really enjoy Paranorman.
I haven't seen it.
it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the story. I like the twists and like the story, like the small little twist, not like plot specific,
Yeah.
but Yeah.
Studio Leica.
I remember when it was Shaw Select has got their movies. They're putting all their stuff out.
I mean, it's good.
All right.
I mean, it's Leica's had their ups and downs. Mainly, they have yet to make a movie to actually make a profit. But I mean, 85% of their stuff is really great.
All right.
plus I'm always a fan of like a kid being bullied and then what he's being bullied for comes back and bites everybody who's bullied him in the butt.
I'm into that. Yeah, I'm into that. All right, what do we got in funny books?
Well, you can get this right now. This week, Marvel is doing a celebration, 60 years of the kind of Marvel comic book universe as we know it, with a extra large Fantastic Four issue, Fantastic Four 35, written by Dan Slott. So if you want to kind of get in on that celebration, go ahead and do that. There's some other good stuff coming out. Yeah, I'm behind, so I didn't prep anything.
You're muddling through it. I get it.
Scrolling.
It's
I'm
one of
muddling
it's.
and looking.
It's been a hard
I
week
tried-
for all of us.
I tried to stall with Paranorman talk.
While she was
But,
looking up.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm also personally behind on reading a lot of stuff. I need to get some digital subscriptions up so I can actually read some more things. There are definitely some stuff I'm really excited about. I'm kind of looking forward to the Amazing Spider-Man update, because they're basically changing out the whole writing team to be a whole slate of writers, and they're kind of bringing back the 90s Ben Reilly Spider-Man, which is such a center point of my foundation of when I started reading comics. So as much as I love Peter Parker. I love Ben Reilly as well. So
No!
that'll be interesting.
No!
But they're not like killing Peter off. They're just taking him off the board for like a few issues.
Ah.
But yeah, there's a lot of stuff. I'm looking forward to some of the X-Men stuff. There's a lot of stuff coming up that one. I'm really looking forward to. There's a story arc called Devil's Reign that's starting later this year. That's spinning out of Chip Zdarsky's Daredevil run, which is phenomenal. It's a really great book, and it's basically going to be a kind of street level Marvel comic crossover dealing with the Kingpin. And I'm looking forward to that coming to fruition.
I love that stuff.
Anyone who's not caught up in comics currently, Kingpin right now is the mayor of New York City, and he's been the mayor for a good bit. So that's definitely been an interesting dynamic, especially for Daredevil. So I'm looking forward to that book.
I like the sort of ground pounder crossover, which is why I love the Daredevil and the Jessica Jones shows on Netflix. I'm like, oh
man, they're so good.
They were so good while it lasted.
And speaking of books, real quick, for those who dive into the literature side as opposed to the graphic novel side, be prepared because publishers and authors are expecting there to be a book shortage later this year, possibly into next year. So if you have the chance to pre-order for anything releasing October through January, do it now because there's no guarantee you can get it.
Are we talking about a physical copies of the book? Oh,
physical
so I can.
Copies and some audiobooks are being limited as well.
Damn it!
Yeah.
I have 7 credits in Audible. I'm hoarding them.
Yeah.
Damn it.
No, I told Nico, I was like, there's gonna be a book shortage, and he's like, you'll be fine.
We must run to McKay's and make some purchases. All right, let's bring this to an end. I got to get some dinner. Nico, where do we find you on the internet?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram under Nico Scream, NIKOSTREAM.
Tina?
You can find me on most major social medias under Cheddar Popper. That is CHEDR. Wait, how do I spell it? CHEDRPOPPR. Oh my God. And for our precious pupper on Instagram, the.shadow.pupper. She is back in the cone of shame.
There you go. Zach?
Yeah.
Where do we find you on the internet?
A couple places.
Are you going to say it?
Yeah, I guess I'll say it. I got Instagram. It's Master of the Major Standing One.
Boy.
I got a Steam and a Discord. And those are both Dangerous Mutant Lunatic.
Thank you.
And
so find me at All Things Culture Smash, Facebook mostly, and then Off the Shelf Movie Night on YouTube. And also don't forget the other podcast that I do every other month called Film Push. That is for filmmakers looking for distribution and marketing for their film. Until next week, we'll see you guys later.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.